So as I'm writing, obviously I want you guys to write, but like I was saying yesterday, make sure that you're also listening and trying to like internalize a little bit what's happening, as opposed to just like this and then zoning out. Okay. So step one. Okay. The first thing that we need to do is we're gonna use. Ooh, that's fun. The species and characteristics. Okay, so both the species and the characteristics are the traits to make a table. Okay, this table is going to show which characteristics are present or not. Present in the species or not. Sorry, this is not the best to see. So essentially this is made for you guys, and to be frank, when and if you guys take AP Bio, which is where you'll see most of these questions and why it's like something that we're going over this year, is that they will tell you what species has what traits. Okay, you won't necessarily have to make this table yourself, but we're going to sort of make it so we better understand what we're doing. So if I'm going through my traits, these are my traits right here: 4 legs, fur, carnivore, and retractable claws. Okay, lizard, rabbit, dog, and cat, which one have 4 legs? Well, they all have 4 legs, right? So I'm gonna actually just put X's for all of these, okay? Then I look at fur. All of them have fur except for what, guys? The lizard. So I'm going to put X's next to all of these, okay? A carnivore, well, lizards and rabbits actually eat a lot of non-meat things, but dogs and cats are usually eating mostly meat, so we're going to say that they're carnivores. This is also, we're talking about like wild cats and wild dogs, not your domesticated cats and dogs that sometimes eat vegan and things like that, okay? They pretty much turned into humans and that they are omnivores. And then retractable claws, okay, meaning they come out and they're like they can retract back into, yeah, exactly. That's just our cat. Okay. So we have our list of derived traits, okay? Or we have our list of traits and which ones are derived or which ones are in common. So we would say that 4 legs is shared by which organisms, guys? Which species? All of them. Okay? It is shared with all of them. So what we see in this is we see here which traits are most derived okay, meaning which ones are later obtained or which ones have been in all of these organisms for a long time, okay? I also want us to write down that the ones that are shared by most organisms, okay, are the most ancestral. What does ancestral mean, guys? Yeah, it's like the oldest, right? They're the ones that are from our ancestors, right? So they're the oldest. Good. The ones that are shared by the least are the most derived, meaning they probably evolved later. Later / it's a newer trait. Okay. So one thing, I'll give you guys a second. One thing that I like to do when I'm looking at the traits to see which are most derived and which are the oldest or most ancestral is to actually count up how many organisms have each trait, right? So for 4 legs, how many organisms have 4 legs? Or for how many species, excuse me? 4, okay? How many have fur? 3. How many are carnivores? 2. And how many have retractable claws? 1, okay? So we can immediately say, because this has the highest number, okay, this is the most ancestral. Because this has the lowest number, it is the most derived, okay? So it probably evolved last, okay? So the second thing that we're going to do with this information is we're going to make a fun Venn diagram that I'm going to show you guys how to make, okay? The first thing that we're going to start with is our most derived characteristic, okay? So our most derived characteristic was which one, guys? This is the one that has the least amount of species that have it. Which one's most derived? Which one? Retractable claws, okay? So this is our most derived. So I'm going to put retractable claws in the middle of my Venn diagram. Retractable claws, okay? Who possesses the retractable claws, guys? Who's the only organism? The cat. So I'm also going to write cat here. And I'm just going to put a circle around this. That's my first circle, okay? This is going to be like a layered Venn diagram. What is the next most derived characteristic? What is it? Good, the carnivore, okay? And which, so I'm going to put carnivore here, and then I'm going to put another circle around this, okay? Who is a carnivore besides the cat? The dog. So I'm going to write dog here. This also means that the cat also has this trait, right, is also a carnivore. Okay, so anything inside of this is almost saying like a Venn diagram overlap that both of these organisms have both of these things. Sorry, the dog has just carnivore, the cat has both. Okay? What would come next, guys? What's the next most derived? Good, the fur. And what organism has fur that isn't already on here? The rabbit. Okay? And then I'm going to put a circle around this. And my last circle, which is the least derived or the most ancestral of the traits? 4 legs. Okay, they all have this. So 4 legs, the only one that only has 4 legs is the lizard. Okay? So what have I essentially said here? I've said the lizard, because it's out here, only has this trait. Okay? The cat that's in the middle has all of these traits. Okay? Because it has those surrounding that. Okay, from here, we are going to take this, the outermost layer. This is going to go first, goes first on cladogram. This is like what we call our outgroup. Okay, outgroup. Like we talked about before, the weird outlier. Because the lizard only has the 4 legs in common with the other organisms. Okay. Can you guys not do that while we're taking notes? Thanks. So where am I going to put my lizard? Well, this is where my species go. Okay, at the end, that's where my descendants go. So I'm going to put my lizard here. Okay. What is the only trait that the lizard has that we said? 4 legs. So we have to put this before the lizard. So I'm going to put 4 legs here. Okay. What is the next trait that should go between the next species, guys? What's the next trait? Fern. And what's our next trait? Carnivore. And what's our last trait? Claws. Retractable claws. Okay? Then I just have to fill in my species. I would say you usually want to write out traits first. Okay? And then you can fill in your species, okay? So which species has 4 legs and fur, guys? The rabbit. Which species has all 3 of these? Well, that's the dog. And I can actually go in here and make sure that that's correct in my original table, okay? Good. So I'm going to put my dog here. And then which is the only one that has retractable claws? Good. And the cat, does the cat have all the other traits too? Yeah, right? So this is how we would make our simple cladogram, okay? I also want you guys to make sure that you label, this guy as our outgroup, okay, which is going to be our most ancestral or oldest organism, okay? That means pick up your pen, and you need to have this here because I'm about to move on. Okay? Do you guys have any questions about how we put this together? you can always go back and make sure that you check, right? Okay, 4 legs should be possessed by the lizard, the rabbit, the dog, and the cat. Okay, I'm going to go back and see the lizard, or sorry, the 4 legs is possessed by all of them. That makes sense. Okay? Okay, you guys are going to do the next problem kind of by yourself, but we're going to do this in steps.